video, we are going to be reviewing the Tesla Model X. After a couple refreshes, as well as still insane, with so many electric cars on the road today, is this car still in a unique position? The crazy purchase price, as well as possibly crazy CEO? In this video, we hope to find out. My name is Ethan, and welcome to Car Creation. On this new facelifted model, we have new front end, which looks really nice, and crazy Falcon doors still exist. We also have this new cherry red paint, which is new for these years. And on the exterior, the panel gaps are actually a lot better. We took this long-range Model X all the way to British Columbia, some twisty roads to see what this SUV is really like. And so just like that, being in the mountains, weather's unpredictable and we got snow. But let's walk around the car and take a look at the Tesla Model X. So this is a 2023 long range with the dual motors. We know that Teslas are controversial, and Elon Musk. So if you came into this video just to leave a bunch of comments about it, leave it down below. We'd love to hear what you want to say. So let's take a walk around the car. Teslas are very plain. There won't be much to talk about on the outside of this car. But what is interesting are the door handles. To get into the front, you just push on the front of this black piece, and then to get into the back, and that's where we have the huge Falcon doors that go straight up and makes this car look absolutely ridiculous. But that theme is actually throughout this car. I actually kind of like it. It makes getting in pretty easy. When you get in, it says Tesla Model X up here, and you have full view of all the screens in this car. To shut it, you press this button, get out of the way, and it'll shut behind you. Camera right here, another camera. Then moving around to the back, we have the Tesla charging door right here. Then we have this black line across the tail of this car with Tesla right in, and it looks really good. When I first saw this car, I thought this spoiler went up and down into the back of the car. Well, it doesn't. It's actually fixed here. Another camera here, another charging door right here, another camera here, another camera here, and then a whole bunch of cameras right here. There are cameras all the way around this car, and that's part of what makes a Tesla. They have the self-driving capabilities. If you want to unlock full self-driving, it is a lot of money. But by default, they have a really nice adaptive cruise control feature right beside a highway, so this is so noisy. Let's get in the car and take a look at the interior. One of my favorite features for the Tesla Model X itself, as well as the S, you have a screen in front of you. The Model 3 and the Model Y put all the speed information to beside you. It's much better to have it in front of you and probably a lot safer. So the steering wheel has a bunch of touch sensitive buttons on it. They may not be touch sensitive, but they feel like they are because you don't have much travel when you touch them. We have two indicators. We have the high beams, the horn, windshield wipers, and voice command. You can change various options through the screen with the left wheel, and on the right wheel you can set the cruise control and change the speed up and down. Also have this huge wireless charging pad, which you can put two phones on. Super handy, and it's in the perfect spot for them. And we have a nice cubby here to store all your stuff, and even more storage in there. Everything is through the screen, and even in order to enter the glove box, you have to go through this to open the glove box. I'm not even gonna bother. That's way too much work. I'm just gonna put it in here. I love all the materials around the car. It has this nice, like, dark cherry looking wood. I don't know if it's real. Probably isn't. It has these cool lighter fabrics as well as Alcantara all along the sides and the roof. These are the visors. Pull out and you can protect yourself from the sun, even though the rest of it's all glass too. I'll try my best not to make this review just a review of an electric car, but more of the Tesla Model X itself. There's three modes you can put this car into. You can put it into comfort, which is chill. You can put it into sport, or you can put it into insane, which is like, if you're in BMW world, that'd be sport plus. In comfort, it really limits your accelerations and your braking and limits you to the fact that the car just feels like a normal car. As soon as you put to sport, you know that this is something special. You know that this car is the dual motor, the car with a bit more pep to it. This car isn't the tri-motor, but we won't worry about that. That would be an insane car in itself, and maybe we can review that one down the road. As soon as you put it into insane, this car is insane. You can get up to go to jail speeds very quickly. And just from getting the B-roll shots with this car, my neck is already starting to hurt a little bit. Around corners, it handles decently well, especially if you put the car into the sports settings for the suspension. It is still an SUV, and a heavy SUV at that. This car is so heavy that puts it into the commercial vehicle class if you live in the States. But they do that on purpose, and it's actually a selling point, because if you can do that, you can get tax write-offs for this car. So that could be a selling point in itself if you have yourself a business. If you're going for a nice drive through the twisty roads and you have the regen turned up, you don't have to worry about cooking your brakes. And really the best part about it is the acceleration. The 0 to 60, 3.3 seconds is insane. And what we're gonna do is do a launch control 0 to 60. Let's try it. Hold the left brake down, hold the gas pedal down until it says it does preparing to launch, it moves the back of the car down, squats into a cheetah stance, and then when we're ready, Mark, hold on to the camera with both hands, because, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
This is like the only reason to buy an electric vehicle, but like it's reason enough to me.
15% battery by doing 2 launches. So as tested, Model X that we are driving here has 670 horsepower. So that's insane. Now, as fun as this car is to drive, doing just the crazy pulls, scaring your passengers with quick accelerations, it doesn't have the same excitement that a petrol car might have, and that's something to me that I really like the exhaust sound, so I'm gonna complain about it every electric car video we do. Sorry about that, but it's still a ton of fun to drive, and as a second car, I would totally be on board. So let's get off of this little B road and let's go experience the highway, because that's where this car really starts to shine. This car is really good on the highway and it's really good in the city. The reason why it's good in the city is because the stopping and starting in traffic will actually keep the battery charged at a decent amount. Now, the reason why it's good on the highway is the fact that it has a lot of self-driving features, really make road trips a lot more comfortable. Yes, you still have the charging infrastructure that you have to worry about, but we put a bunch of time into this car before we did the review, and we found that charging isn't as big of a worry as I once thought. And that's despite traveling through mountains in the middle of Canada. I have run a Tesla out of battery once, and yes, it is very annoying when you don't have proper charging stations near where you're going. So the Model X itself is a lot more roomy than I would have imagined. I come from a Mini Given, and I have driven multiple other electric cars, and this is by far the most spacious. You know that vibe when you go into a fancy hotel and you have the high voltage ceilings and just have that feeling of openness, super relaxing? It's just like that in the Model X, with this huge windshield which goes up to the back of my head, as well as the windows on the roof in the back. The visibility is amazing and it's super comfortable to drive. But honestly, my favorite part about this front windshield is that when you're driving through the mountains, you can look up and you can see those mountains so easily. You can see really all the sights in a mountain pass through your beautiful windshield. Because I'm talking to the camera, I find myself speeding up. So I'm just gonna turn on the cruise control. And so there we go. It has the auto steer on. It'll make sure that I'm looking ahead. So if I look at the camera too much, it's gonna cancel this auto steer. Let's see how it handles this corner. Slows down a lot to 91. I probably would have done this corner at 100. I appreciate the caution. Now, I complained about this at the beginning. I hate the indicators. Maybe it's just something you have to get used to, but I really just like to hit the stop as I'm turning the steering wheel. And I find with the buttons on it that it's a lot harder to find the right one. And I'm putting way too much brain power into hitting the right indicator. I want to be concentrating on where I'm turning, whereas in this car, I'm trying to concentrate on where these indicators are. Oh, this did not like the fact that this split to 2 lanes there. And to make matters worse, when you have the steering wheel sideways and then you press the indicator, it's so confusing to know which one do you have to press, because if the steering wheel is turned around, I don't know which one is right and which one's left. I just have to like guess, really. And while obviously it's nice to have physical buttons in your car, the way that Tesla does on-screen buttons is actually a lot better than other cars. Having driven the Porsche Taycan, where they bury things in those menus really a lot deeper than they should. Basically, you can access anything you want with 1, 2, 3 button presses. Let's talk a little bit about the electric range. People say that you can get around 500 kilometers per range, and this is the long range dual motor version of the Model X, and we found that's about similar. Now, I went on the map and I searched for Tesla supercharger, and it said that there was a fast one. I went to the location, and it's funny because they made an entire new section of the new fast supercharging stations across the road, and they charge significantly faster than the other ones. Originally, I was getting about 600 kilometers an hour charging. This one is closer to 1,300. If we were to show off every function of the screen in the Tesla, it would take an entire video, so we're not going to do it in this video. However, all you need to know is the basics. Along the bottom, you have a dock. If you press the middle, you get all the different apps for the car. If you press to the far left, the little car icon, you get all the car specific functions. So you can access your windshield wipers, you can access opening and closing doors, you can access your autopilot settings, and the list goes on and on and on. For apps, you can access Netflix, or you can play games, or you can access various funny features of the car, such as a mode that actually makes the car dance and the gull-wing doors flap like a bird. And in this car, it's pretty cool because the screen down by the rear passenger seat has not just climate controls, but also many of the same apps. So once again, you can access your music or your movies, or even play games. So your kids can play a knockoff version of Mario Kart for as long as your road trip will last. Well, that's the video. We hope you enjoyed. Please make sure that you like and subscribe, as we really appreciate it. Leave any comments down below and let us know what you think of this car or the review. Most of all, we hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one. Drive.